Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of our Financially Fit group. It was so awesome to see all of you collecting your bills and income yesterday, and it's not too late to do that today because we're going to put them into action. It's one thing to collect them all, but once you start to write them down and take them into account and take that stuff out from under the rug that you may have been sweeping under for far too long, it'll be a good eye-opener and a good exercise to get ourselves organized. So today is all about creating a budget, and I know that sounds horrible, and I actually don't like this part of the month, but it's something that we have to do in order to get ourselves to where we want to be financially. So at the start of every month, we sit down, and maybe this means cutting out an hour of TV. And let's be honest, we can all probably do that in order to be financially fit in the future. And this is a partnership. If you have someone at home that you share your expenses with, maybe you still do things separately, but it's important to be in on this together because you need accountability to stick to it because it's simple to do, but it's not that fun to do. So today I want to talk budget and what we do, but first I want to go over a few of the baby steps that we have followed. These are Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps, and you can look at them on his website just as easy as me telling you. So I'll just tell you a few right now. The first one is to create an emergency fund, and this is a minimum. What you should aim for immediately is $1,000 in an emergency fund. This is somewhere that you can access it, but not like be in a cash envelope in your house because obviously a takeout order could turn into an emergency pretty quickly. So have it in a separate account in the bank, but somewhere you can access because emergencies are inevitably going to come up and they shouldn't throw off your budget. So let's say a car emergency came up and you needed $500 to pay for repairs. A car problem doesn't have to be an overall financial problem for your family. So having that emergency fund easy to access and easy to use is so important to have. So that's the very first thing you do before you even start thinking about paying off any debt is taking any extra income you have and putting it into your emergency fund until it gets to $1,000. If you earn $20,000 or less, make that $500 so you're not stretching yourself too thin. The second baby step is the debt snowball, and I'm going to get into this more later in the week, but this is where our focus is right now, and this is the exciting part, to see your debt snowball over time and accumulate and pay off quicker than you actually imagined. So that one's really fun if paying off debt is fun at all. And number 3, the baby steps, is to, once your debt snowballs and it's all paid for except for your mortgage because that isn't accounted into your debt, you are going to use that debt money from baby step number 2 to put aside in your emergency fund. So you have 3 to 6 months savings in your emergency fund in case of a layoff or something happens, that you have that backup plan in place. So those are a few of the baby steps, and we'll get into them some more later in the week. But today we're talking budget and the system that we use. You can use pen and paper, but honestly, if a computer or phone can tabulate all this for you and tell you exactly what you need to do, I don't know why anyone would use pen and paper, but that's just me. So what we use is everydollar.com. There's an app and it's free. So you can just quickly make an account and sign in. And like I said before, this does need to be something that your family, whether it's a husband, partner, even your roommate could do their own, so you can really hold each other accountable. And it has to be a combined effort because if one person's doing it and the other isn't, it makes it really hard to stick to. And when you're going in with making your budget, you have to kind of change your mindset. And when you're paying off debt, to thinking that every dollar has a purpose. For me, this took a really long time to understand, and some days I'm not very good at it yet. But going through a drive-through and dropping $5 to $6 every other day, or online shopping, or if you're going out on the weekend and you need a new outfit, those things all add up over time. So think of it as the small things you do each day. So you really want to manage your money, know where your money's going, and know that every dollar has a purpose. So the app we use is everydollar.com, and I want you to go to that today and put in all of your income, all of your expenses, and this is where you're going to see if you are living within or beyond your means, and then we can get to work on figuring out what to do with that leftover income. For us right now, all of our leftover income is going strictly towards debt and our debt snowball. So we are paying off our lowest debts first, and this is baby step number 2 that I'm going to get into, the fun one. And so you want to put in everything that you can think of. For us, it was hard in the beginning because we would forget to add in like dog treats, adding all expenses, every single thing you have. Groceries is one. You can go back a few months and see how much you average on groceries. But if you want to stick to a budget going forward, you could say we're going to spend $300 a month on groceries or whatever it is. For us, it's just the 2 of us, and we each spend, we keep our income separately still. So we each spend $150 per month on groceries. Sometimes we're above a little bit, sometimes we're below, because there's times you need to get more expensive stuff like coconut oil and maple syrup. So that's going to be every few months instead of every couple weeks. And in every dollar, you put in monthly. It doesn't go by like a weekly thing, it goes by monthly. So you're putting in your monthly net income, your monthly expenses, mortgage, heating, lights. You can go by your last bill or the average. And for some people that say their income fluctuates, we can't let that be an excuse to not budget and not be smart with our money. You know an average of what your monthly income would be, or if you take the last 6 months and see what the average is, it's important to figure it out so you can go forward with creating a debt snowball and getting yourself out of the situation you are currently in, or just trying to find that extra money that you may have that you don't even realize yet. So today, your homework is to go to everydollar.com, make an account, and add in all those income and expenses and see if you are living within your means or beyond your means, and that extra money at the top that'll say if you're in the plus or the minus is going to tell us what we're going to do with that money first. Let me know below when you finish your every dollar budget by commenting every dollar done.